Bulavinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rock.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selena, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news, fuel prices to drop on Saturday. New kidney centre to have dual role. And FBC refutes Randondro's claims.
Parliament is getting his false information
from the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
Good news for consumers as fuel prices drop effective from midnight on Saturday. The irregular rise and fall of international prices as well as freight and exchange rates has resulted in a drop in prices for the third quarter of this year. Savara Thambor reports.
Minister for Trade Fayaz Koya today announced new prices for petrol, premix, kerosene, diesel and LPG products based on the latest price review by the Fiji Commerce Commission.
There were some attributed favorable movements in production cuts until March 2018 by petroleum suppliers. Also increase in the US petroleum production and higher demands for refined products, refined petroleum for this particular quarter, and the strengthening of the trade currency, which is the US dollar.
Kerosene drops 5 cents to $1.31 a litre and premix will decrease from $1.80 to $1.73. The price of petrol decreases from $1.95 to $1.90 a litre, while diesel will go down from $1.60 to $1.53. A 4.5 kg cylinder of gas will cost $12.67. The 12 kg cylinder will drop about $4 to $33.78. The new price for bulk will be $2.39. Autogas price will go down from $1.77 to $1.59. Members of the public have shared their views about the new change.
Good for all taxi drivers and all the owners for private vehicles.
This will be of great help to many of us in terms of travelling.
The new fuel prices will take effect Saturday at midnight and will remain in effect until the next review of global prices. Sabira Tambua, FBC News.
The debate on the 2017-2018 national budget is continuing in Parliament. We now join Shireen Shivan, who has been following motions put forward today. Shireen, do you think the budget will be passed tonight?
After a robust debate throughout the week on the 2017-2018 national budget, the budget is yet to be passed. In Parliament today, a number of motions were defeated. This includes a motion on the increased allocation for reforestation, which was tabled by Opposition MP Mosese Bulitavu. Opposition MP Viliame Gavoka also tabled a motion saying hosting a golf tournament does not benefit Fiji or the tourism industry, which was also defeated. Later in the afternoon, Opposition MP Pramod Chand tabled a motion saying that the government should increase allocation for the new sugarcane farmers, which was also defeated. We have just received confirmation that the voting on the 2017-2018 national budget will be done tonight. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Shireen. A motion to increase the allocation for reforestation of degraded forests was defeated in Parliament this morning. Opposition MP Mosese Bulitavu tabled a motion saying more funds should be directed towards reforestation so that more awareness is raised among resource owners. Agriculture Minister Eniesero Ratu replied that the government is doing enough in protecting forests. However, the responsibility lies with the resource owners. In response, opposition members Prem Singh and Viliame Ngavoka said more input into reforestation is needed and blaming the resource owners is not the solution. The motion was defeated by 32 votes.
Ambotini, Madam Chair, we went there we went to visit them, and they said there has been no increase to the rates on which their products are acquired, forest, but they see 10 or 12 trucks a day coming in to harvest their trees.
The new Kidney Research Centre will be based in Tamavua, Suva, will not only provide treatment to patients, but will conduct research aimed at reducing dialysis treatment costs. There has been a lot of debate in Parliament in the past on the high cost of treatment in the country. Akusita Tale reports.
A motion by the opposition to increase the budget allocation of $5 million for kidney dialysis treatment was defeated in Parliament.
Our government should be able to take out $5 million for the Kidney Foundation and support all the 3 clinics. And I think there is somebody who has either opened in Lautoka or is trying to open. I'm not very sure about that.
The government remains committed to allocating $1 million for the planned kidney hub in Tamavua to be headed by Fiji's law nephrologist Amrish Krishnan. The minister says the government is working towards reducing the cost of kidney dialysis treatments for Fijians.
To bring the cost down, Madam Chair, we are trying to research and see where we can get the best quality consumables. We do not want to compromise on the consumables and reduce the cost just for the sake of reducing the cost, because there are health effects on a person who uses those consumables.
The minister says the cost consumables is a major factor.
We are working on to that. Lautoka Hospital will very shortly have its own 4-bed dialysis facility. We are yet to identify a space to start that. We have the machines, we have the consumables, we have the expertise. Our own doctors and nurses will run that as it's run in Lambasa.
The new research center will collect important data that will help reduce the cost of dialysis treatment in the country. The treatment facility in Tamavua will be able to treat 10 patients at a time. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
The Fiji Broadcasting Corporation has refuted allegations made by opposition MP Seri Randrondro earlier this week. During his budget reply, Randrondro claimed FBC's annual reports were not up to date and not presented in Parliament. However, FBC says this is false and based on ignorance.
Also, public service broadcast with an allocation of $11 million, despite not bringing their annual reports to this House as earlier requested. Madam Speaker, they still receive this funding.
In fact, FBC is the first state-owned enterprise to have audits done for the financial year ending 31st December 2016, which has been lodged with the Ministry of Public Enterprises. All financial records of FBC are up to date. Company tax lodgements have also been done with FRCA. The Office of Auditor General will also be in a position to confirm that FBC's audit relating to the financial year ending 31st December 2016 and prior years is complete and up to date. So it's really puzzling where this member of parliament is getting his false information from.
Still to come, depleting fish stock warns WWF. And stage play to raise awareness on domestic violence. Stay with us.
Moala radada ranalika, o tikongona tauna singatoka, ando talitaka na wakaronga ng Bula FM, number 2 na seri.
Ya dora chubuli kurnambili, ibora ni batukara hambara binaranga, do talitakina na wakaronga ng Bula FM, number 2 na seri. Bula!
Bula FM, number 2 na seri.
A recent report released by the WWF warns of depleting or extremely low levels of our most valuable food fish species. Eleanor Tarangai View reports the finding is part of an assessment carried out in Madhuwata.
The length-based assessment of the spawning potential of reef fish from Ingolingoli Dhokovata in Madhuwata report is based on the findings of an assessment of the status of reef fish stocks in the Ingolingoli Dhokovata fishery in Madhuwata.
The results show that Fiji is also on the same track as other Pacific islands have been going to. That's towards the sustainability of the reef stock. So at the moment we might be having a good time with the size of the fish which we have, but in the long run we will follow with the same Pacific Islands in the sense that it's all depleting and the sizes are getting smaller.
Over 5,000 fish of 20 different species from 33 reefs across the Ingolingoli were assessed. WWF says the findings from the assessment is just a small reflection of what is happening with other fisheries around the country.
We're lucky to still have groupers, the cods, but slowly, if we take a look at the trend, we're slowly moving towards the snappers and the emperors, which is not a good sign. If the target is the emperors, it means it just says that the big fish are gone.
The Madhuwata province is taking a lead role in the management of its fishery. The fishery covers an area of 2,041 square kilometers,
on the central north coast of Nollevu and is utilized for subsistence by 24 villages and approximately 400 commercial permit holders.
We want to empower our Ngolingoli owners to take ownership of their resources. And now, all the Ngolingoli Tambu area that has been earmarked now, that has come from the users, the Ngolingoli owners themselves. They came up with an area that they wanted to be a Tambu area.
The report states that without significantly changing the management of our fisheries resources, Fiji's current enjoyment of the grouper fish, the parrotfish and snapper will come to an end. Eleanor Turangaibiu, FBC News.
The Ministry of Agriculture is collaborating with the UN Food and Agriculture Organization to strengthen the capacity of rural communities to process and market local food. Apart from providing $600,000, FAO is also giving technical assistance to the ministry to implement the project. The ministry will work with Verata, Wailevu and Nambulini villages and the Homes of Hope to process and market local food produce.
The project will therefore work with rural communities, especially with women and youth groups, in developing small-scale commodity value addition activities in producing safe and nutritious processed foods.
A stage play about domestic violence produced by Fiji-born New Zealander Nina Nawalowalo will open to the public on Saturday next week. Titled Stages of Change, the play, with a cast of 12 Fijians, will feature the ripple effects of domestic violence on women, their community and the country as a whole. Maggie Boyle tells us more.
It may not look like much now, but these are the beginnings of a production taking on domestic violence.
It's not about telling people what to do, so what we've done is create it very much choreographically with pictures and images, and it very much focuses on the Fijian women, the mothers, children, grandmothers.
Nawalowalo wants to initiate more discussion on the issue using a non-confrontational platform.
I've got moments that are with shadow play, which looks like you're looking into a village. I've got moments that are choreographic, that are a little bit more explosive and looking at movements of violence. And then we've got some traditional images which actually highlight the beauty and the epicness of Fijian women.
For these artists, this performance is more than just storytelling.
It's a very sensitive topic. It's one that's in our culture and our society now that's not very spoken openly about. So being a part of this, it's intense.
I'm part of how the Fijian woman is portrayed in the village of speaking on terms of violence and values with voices.
The local production Stages of Change addresses the issue of domestic violence through theatre in the hopes to highlight the effects of this abuse. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
India's renowned Yeshua Ministries is in the country. The group will give the message of Jesus' love through music over the next 4 days. The first concert is currently underway at Suva's Vodafone Arena, and another is scheduled for the same venue tomorrow night. The band then heads to Lautoka. Yeshua will also be shooting a music video in Fiji, which will be released by September.
From the songs that we've been known for, we're also going to be doing new songs, and quite a few surprises that if you're watching us right now, I think I'll just keep it for you to come to the venue and see it.
Ahead in sports with Jamie, changes in Flying Fijians team for the match against Samoa, but joining us next is Rachel with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up in business tonight. Radisson Blu, #1 family resort in the South Pacific. And in growing Fiji, Wishbone opens new branch in Nakasi. Stay with us.
I'm under the of Neabu Whenever I want to tune in
to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Tano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Welcome back. Leading business tonight, Radisson Blu Resort Fiji has yet again been named the #1 family resort in the South Pacific by TripAdvisor. The resort is also in the top 21 of the world as the best family resort, and it's working on making the top 10 by the end of this year. Rapati Valemay has more.
10 years of operations in the tourism industry, Radisson Blu Resort Fiji achieved more than expected.
We were RB, Responsible Business Hotel of the Year for our group in the Asia Pacific region twice. In terms of guest service awards, we've been nominated and won many awards, both for restaurants, guest service throughout the hotel. In recent years, I guess we're very proud of the TripAdvisor People's Choice Awards. We've been nominated as the best family resort in Fiji for the last 2 years running.
The resort has 460 staff members, including disabled people, many of who are the only breadwinners of their families. Resort Activities Manager Neomaima Tai says they always work towards making holidays memorable for tourists.
Another very good activity that we do is the torch lighting. We were one of the first resorts to do it, and we keep doing it. This is the reason why they keep coming back.
The resort always goes an extra mile for its guests and believes that makes them unique at a time when being different is crucial to success. Rapati Valemay, FBC News.
And Savanathan now joins us from HFC with the latest from the markets.
Good evening. The chair of the U.S. Federal Reserve, Janet Yellen, testified before Congress this morning. She expressed concern and uncertainty about inflation and added U.S. rates will not need to rise much to reach neutral. In Fed speak, neutral is the level at which Federal Reserve is neither accommodating nor tightening monetary policy. If U.S. inflation persists, we would expect a weaker U.S. dollar. We'll get the figures tomorrow. The U.S. dollar finally broke a 3-day stagnant rate at 0.4764 to open weaker today at 0.4779. That is all from my end. Pinaka.
Thanks, Save. Looking at today's exchange rates, the Fijian dollar strengthened against the Chinese yuan and the American dollar to close at 3.24 and 47 cents respectively. As for our regional currencies, the Australian and New Zealand dollars weakened, closing at 62 cents and 65 cents, while the PNG Kina strengthened, closing at 133. As for the commodities market, oil prices dropped to close at 45.46 a barrel. Gold rose to close at 1,220 an ounce, and silver followed suit, closing at 15.69 an ounce. In Growing Fiji tonight, Fijian fast food giant Wishbone has opened its 7th branch. The latest outlet is located at the new Rups Nakasi complex in Nasinu. The famous chicken joint cost $500,000 to establish. The owners say they saw the demand in Nakasi due to the large number of people living in the Suvarnasori corridor.
This is the new addition. I saw the potential for for good business. So that's why actually I thought I would open this area. Well, there's none actually a nice restaurant in this area. So I thought, oh, I better open something suitable for this area. See?
And that's business this evening. Now to the latest in sports. Here's Jamie.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, Bava Singha Lions ready to impress for home fans. And AFL's Powerade Cup finalists eagerly await battle. This and more after the break.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची FM सुनती हूँ. मिर्ची FM is number 1. It's so hot.
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
हाय मैं संध्या नारिया रेफ्रिकी से मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट आई लव मिर्ची एफएम।
हमें स्पिन तो हुआ कि मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट।
Vodafone Flying Fijians coach John McKee has made 3 changes to his starting lineup that will take on Samoa in the Pacific Nations Cup on Saturday. The only change in the forward sees Tuapati Talmaitonga starting at hooker ahead of Sunia Koto. Henry Seniloli starts at half-back, while Vereniki Ngoneva starts on the right wing, relegating Joshua Tuisova to the bench. Meanwhile, Naita Siri half-back Frank Lomani, who joined camp earlier this week, has been named on the bench.
We've turned our focus and we're turning to defending the title this year, which is a very important trophy for us as well. So we have to finish June test in a win for everyone to be happy.
A motion to stop hosting Super Rugby matches in the country was defeated in Parliament today.
We would rather the Flying Fijians playing the Crusaders or playing the Chiefs, as opposed to the Chiefs and the Flying Crusader, the Chiefs and the Crusaders coming to come and display their skills here.
The Fijian people like the fact that we have the Super 15 game. It is not taken anywhere around the world too much. If we get chosen as the destination, as a home game for the Chiefs, we should be proud of it.
Expect an improved performance by the Lambasa football team at this weekend's Inc. Mobile Battle of the Giants tournament. With a number of big names, an experienced coaching team and home ground advantage, the Lions have very little room for complaints. Vaishnav Prasad reports.
It's all systems go for the Mabasing Alliance as they prepare for the showdown this weekend.
Actually, we worked on the whole team because it's important to build up games from the back. And we have been playing few games against Ducati, and I can see a lot of improvement in scoring. We have been started scoring goals now.
Singh is expected to make few changes to his starting lineup, and players like Tanya Lawanga, Ratu Anre, Antonio Tuivuna, Ilisoni Longaivau and Anish Kem are expected to play a major role.
Most of them are young boys, except for Tanya Lawanga and Ilisoni Aquila. They are the 3 supporting these young boys. I was with Suba, we beat them here, but they also beat Lambasa in the National League. So first game is always very, very important.
It's a huge load on these players to prove themselves after the outing in the Fiji Fact. An experienced midfielder, Edwin Sahem, says they are ready once again.
Good to learn from the past, but it's new now. We have new coach, we have new players in. So we're looking forward to, of course, beat Suva. We are preparing well for, we have a good game plan to encounter Suva this time.
The school teacher has asked for the support to help them qualify to the semi-finals.
Urging you people to come out in numbers and help the team and support the team to the victory.
No doubt, Lambasa will be a strong team to beat, and the players are oozing with confidence for a strong finish this weekend. Vaishnav Prasad, FBC Sports.
Now, every town has its local sports heroes. Some are remembered for a lifetime, others are slowly forgotten in time. The same can be said for the home of football's Mabasing Alliance, from the late Simon Peters to the 1997 BOG hero Taniela Tuilevuka. Vaishnav Prasad is in Lambasa and took a walk down memory lane with some of their local heroes ahead of the BOG this weekend.
When it comes to Battle of the Giants, Taniela Tuilevuka's name will always be remembered here in North. Tuilevuka handed the Mabasing Alliance their first BOG victory when they beat Nandi 1-0 at Subrail Park 20 years ago.
The game we played was different from the other game, and I think the result still stands, yeah? Because that's the only BOG that we played in so many years now.
The 50-year-old was dubbed as godfather of Lambasa team. He was also part of the side that lost to Nandronga when Lambasa last hosted BOG in 2002.
But when the team loses, the whole Lambasa people feels the, what happens in the ground. They start looking for excuses and things like that, but we players know what happened in the ground and the way we play.
Ipeli Levadi was also a star in this town during those days. The former Lambasa football coach has a strong message ahead of the tournament.
Actually, we can see there's no consistency in the team.
looking at the way that it's going. In our days, we had that pride in, valuing, wearing that red and white jersey. Looking at the time now, it's all money.
This weekend's tournament will be a special one for them, as they were in unison for who will reign supreme in 2017.
Supporters and the public of Lambasa, actually, they don't take defeat when you lose at home. So that's what I'm saying, it's up to the boys.
Team to beat is Lautoka, because that's a team in form at the moment. But I go for Lambasa because I'm a Lambasan. And I hope they do the best.
Including Tuilevuka and Levadi, there are so many other stars in Lambasa whose memories of those days are still cherished. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
The West Coast Eagles and Raiwanga Crows will meet again in the 2017 AFL Powerade Cup final on Saturday. Last year it was the Crows who came out victors, but with an Eagles squad back to full strength, can the script be rewritten? Melitavanga visited both camps and filed this report.
West Coast The runners-up for last year's final, Eagles are ready to revenge their loss.
We lost out because most of our very good players they missed out on the final due to injury, and but this year we've got the service of them again. So we've been preparing well, and we are hoping to give a good run for the Raiwanga Crows this Saturday.
Raiwanga Crows! Defending champion the Crows will be going into the final as underdogs.
I won't underestimate the West Coast. Anything can happen coming this Saturday, so we'll just try and do our best, and if we come with a win, then it's a big bonus for us.
Game officials are anticipating a tough competition between the two rivals.
The final's going to be excellent. The replay of last year's grand final, the two teams have got a fierce rivalry, and both teams have got the best teams in the country. So most of our national team is made up of these two clubs, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to what they put on for us on Saturday.
The cup final will be played at 1 p.m. on Saturday at Suvers Albert Park. Melitavanga, FBC Sports.
The Baby Pearls finished second in Pool D at the World Youth Netball Cup after losing to England by 63 goals to 29 last night. The winner of last year's Island Chill Suva 21-kilometer marathon, Avikash Lal, is being tipped to successfully defend his title at the event next weekend. Fresh from the World Championships in Uganda, Lal will be the athlete to beat in the half marathon. Rohit Deo has more.
Avikash Lal has set the bar for other athletes in the half marathon in the country and is looking to bagging another title next week.
I'm looking forward to breaking my own record. Last year I clocked 1 hour 15 in the half marathon. So this year I'm planning to clock 1 hour 8, something like that, and I'll run really hard and break some of the local records and try to qualify for the World Championships and all events.
Lal competed against the best at the World Championships and has gained a lot of confidence from it.
And that was a very good learning experience for me as I ran with these Olympic champions. They're my role models. They were just running beside me, and I just learned a lot of things. And I couldn't compete with those guys. I couldn't win against them. So I got to learn a lot of learning experience and learn a lot of things from them.
Meanwhile, a huge turnout is expected at this year's event, with interest growing vastly in the last 3 years.
Yes, we are expecting to exceed last year's turnout, and in the community more and more people know about it now. So basically where we go, people are talking about it. So I think based on that, more people are joining up.
Registration continues next week, with the event to be held at Suvers Albert Park on Saturday week. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Fiji's representatives to the Commonwealth Youth Games in Bahamas presented the Itatau to President Major General retired Chochi Konrote today. The games start next Wednesday and run through to Sunday. Fiji will take part in rugby, swimming, athletics and tennis, and the athletes were reminded again of their responsibility as Fiji's representatives.
I encourage you to be great ambassadors for Fiji, both on and off the field, and continue to fly our flag with pride. On behalf of the nation, I convey to you our collective best wishes.
That's it from sports this evening. Angie joins you later on with weather. And in new media, Wall Street pummeled Snapchat in its latest rating. That's coming up.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo talita kana varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon mo sekolah untuk talita na Radio Fiji 1 kena Domoy Viti.
Kaya kuyazo sila tale, nagurara may nawamanyi, nandunga. Gitu talita gini ang gitu Venezuela, nagudurong barong na Radio Fiji One nandume viti.
Na Radio Fiji One nandume viti na bonga ni BNN.
In new media, Wall Street is judging Snapchat by regular social media metrics, and the stock is getting hammered. But live stories, augmented reality, location targeting and wearables could help the company make money in the long run. The big question is, will it be able to grow its user base to really compete with Facebook? It's weather time now with the lovely Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. The weather was just so friendly, the sun was out, but the cool winds kept heat away from us. We will have a cold night again. Looking at today in the west, conditions were so beautiful. If you had a road trip, I'm pretty sure you enjoyed it. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, it was a bit rainy, but all the rain got blown away by winds. And up in Banua Levu, there was lots of sunshine as usual. At sea, southeast winds 15 to 20 knots with moderate to rough seas. And for the tides, high tide tonight will be at 9:47 with a low tide tomorrow morning at 3:48. Sunrise will be at 6:38. For tomorrow, it's the most awaited day because it's Friday. And you can freely chill because conditions will be fine. Just look out for some light rain. Tomorrow's temps, Suva will be the coolest at 24 degrees. And looking ahead to Saturday, we are looking at finer conditions. And that, Jackie, is FBC weather for tonight.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. On Fijian Pulse today, we asked, do you think enough is being done to raise awareness on cancer?
No, I don't think so because the number of cases is increasing.
Yes, the awareness is given a lot to the public.
I don't think so.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, a group of young people gathered in China to talk clothes this week, but with a twist. The entrepreneurs and activists shared different ideas at the 9th International Youth Summit on Climate Change on how to better deal with used clothing. Recapping the main stories and news to hand, the Parliament has passed the 2017-2018 national budget with 32 votes. Fuel prices decrease takes effect at midnight on Saturday. New Kidney Centre to have dual role. And stage set for BOG tournament. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question this week, we are asking, should civil servants be put on contracts like people in the private sector? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, today's shot of the day was sent by Laite Wangalevu. The spectacular view was captured at Sabu Sabu Bay. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your news for tonight from the team and I. Good night.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo tali taka na varorong na Radio Fiji One and Domoi Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon ko la ndo tali taka na Radio Fiji One kina Domoi Viti.
Ayaw ko yazo sila tali, nagurara may nawamanyi, nandunga. Gitu tali taki na ndo pinasibale, nagundurongo. Barong na Radio Fiji One, Domoi Viti.
Na Radio Fiji One, Domoi Viti na bonga ni BNN.